Hey everybody, Cody Meyer here, FLW Tour Pro, and I want to share some of my secrets with the drop shot. You know, I've been fishing the tour now for 7 years, and I've really made my living fishing a drop shot. You know, in California, it's kind of a staple. You know, you got a lot of lakes with heavy pressure, and that's why, you know, I started, fishing the drop shot a lot. Now that, I fish the FLW Tour, I mean, there's really no wrong time to throw this, or really a wrong place. So, what I like to start doing in the winter time, typically you're fishing a little bit deeper. As fish have gone down with the thermocline. That's when I'm going to start off. I'm going to nose hook a drop shot. I'm going to go with a little bit bigger of a weight, like a 3/8 ounce, 6 to an 8 pound test, and a smaller bait. Typically something to match the hatch. If let's say you're fishing Clear Lake and they're on, hitch or something, I'm going to go to a hitch style bait. Or if you're fishing, Kentucky Lake and they're on shad, you're going to match the hatch. And again, you're going to go with a light line most of the time, with the drop shot, pretty much wherever you go, unless you're fishing somewhere in grass. Then we move on to the spring. The spring is an excellent time to throw a drop shot. A lot of people kind of think it's, kind of a bait to catch smaller fish. It's not the case. Typically in the spring, I'm going to go with a little bit bigger of a bait, and I'm going to wacky rig that bait. And don't forget, around spawning fish, this is an awesome tool to have. Let's say you're up there, fish are kind of on a bed, and you're seeing them cruise around. This is when I'm going to pitch a drop shot, especially like a wacky rig with a little bit bigger worm. You're going to catch a lot of those fish that are really spooky and they won't bite anything else. So again, make sure you have it in the spring. And then the summer. The summer is an awesome time to throw the drop shot. That's when fish are going to get offshore. They're going to get on these ledges. Some fish are going to still be around docks. The water is going to typically clear up. I'm going to go back to a natural pattern. I still might be wacky rigging it. Let's say we're fishing and there's a big school of fish that I find pretty deep and they stop biting. That's when I'm going to try a wacky rig again. Or maybe, you're fishing some brush piles and you're on Lake Lanier and you're going for big spotted bass. Then you're going to nose hook it. One thing I like to do, I like to take my nose hook with the drop shot, and I actually like to rig it right back from the nose, just like that. So my bait is actually still 100% weedless. Now the only problem is when a fish bites, it's going to tear this thing right off, and you're gonna lose your bait, but you catch a fish. So again, I like to take this, I like to nose hook it, just like that, just where the point is hidden in there and still completely weedless. And that's what I like to throw in brush piles a lot of times in the summertime. Then the fall, that's a time when, again, I'm going to throw a natural color. Fish are really going to start schooling up on some of these places. And again, same type of deal as the summer pattern. You're going to whack your rig or nose hook. You're going to fish in open water a lot more in the fall. And as far as rod setup, guys, I do throw it on a spinning rod probably 90% of the time. Typically, I go with the lightest weight possible that I can get away with. So let's say I'm fishing a little bit shallower. It's going to be 3/16 to a 1/4 ounce. I always throw tungsten when I can. Just a lot more sensitivity. You're going to feel the bottom more. You're going to help detect bites. Or if you're dragging across and you feel that limb or that log, you can stop the bait, catch a lot more fish. And the spinning rod just helps you throw a lighter line and get a lot more bites. And again, you guys, the drop shot works from winter to fall. It's a deadly technique. And when you're struggling next time, make sure you pick up the drop shot and throw it out there and fill your limits, because that's what's really important in a tournament angler and, just catching fish in general. So there it is.